Republican lawmakers in Washington are questioning the government's response to the deadly attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi last year. A House committee heard testimony from the man who was on the phone with Ambassador Chris Stevens while militants stormed the consulate. Tonight, we're talking to a North Carolina congressman who was part of today's hearings. First, a look at some of the big questions.
So fast forward, Mr. Hicks, to the Sunday talk shows and Ambassador Susan Rice. She blamed this attack on a video. In fact, she did it 5 different times. What was your reaction to that?
I was stunned. My jaw dropped.
You were the highest-ranking official in Libya at the time, correct?
Yes, sir.
And she did not bother to have a conversation with you before she went on national television?
No, sir.
Joining me now from Washington, North Carolina, Congressman Mark Meadows. Thank you for being here. He is part of the committee that questioned the State Department today. So, Congressman, what's your response to that answer from Mr. Hicks that Susan Rice never called him?
Well, she never called him, and others obviously knew the truth that it was a terrorist attack. And so to go with that false narrative, we heard over and over again today that multiple sources knew that it was a terrorist attack from day one. And so it's troubling when we have the administration not being honest with the American people.
And you said that you were going to bring questions from your constituents. What are their concerns about this?
Well, you know, they want to find out who ordered the stand down, who said not to intervene, who ultimately is responsible. We have a number of questions that we submitted for the record today that they'll actually get answers to that they submitted to us. But in looking at this, one of the things that I found also amazing is that the State Department told staff on the ground in Benghazi not to talk to Congressman Chaffetz when he was there to investigate. And, you know, that kind of directive is very troubling when the American people just want the truth.
So what happens next? What can we learn from this?
Well, we can learn that what we need to make sure of is that when the State Department is involved, they need to be honest with the American people. They need to identify terrorist attacks as just that, terrorist attacks. When the government of Libya says it's a terrorist attack, we shouldn't come on with a false narrative that goes against that. That's a diplomatic no-no. And also what we can do is look at providing security. When we have people on the ground that say they need security, we need to make sure that we provide it and that we don't put them in harm's way.
Congressman Meadows, we thank you for joining us tonight, and we'll continue to watch those hearings in Washington.